What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this is a special exclusive. We are back on as we have. I had just sent the link to Michael Williams Sr., and hopefully Junior will join him so we can fill in the gaps, so we can get down to the nitty gritty. You know, in the last hour and 10 minutes, I have counterpunched the best of my ability. He has the link. I guess he is going to that. As soon as he comes on, we can link him in. If you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I have my mic set up. Okay, from some Y's and some N's. Let me hear that you guys, Urban Paradise, we're on. Okay, let's get it. Okay, so when waiting for Michael Williams Sr. and Jr. to come on to tell me his side of the story. Like he's already messaged me, he came right on after Roy and proved he's lying, but I'll come on yours as well. So this is what we have to do. So we're waiting for him to come on. As soon as he comes on, all right, I'm messaging him now. Okay. All right. All right. So Lee Foster, Ask Skip, RJ, Guano. No one like Kurt DeVille. Counterpunch to you. Stoked for you, man. Should be a good content. Yeah. I have to see what happens because a lot of times, you see people watch, but you don't see people come on. You don't see them, you know, get interactive, So this is a good sign though, because a lot of times people cap. A lot of times people just say shit and they say what they're going to say and they let people do what they're going to do with it. But the more and more people you have out there that is willing to get their story out, that wants to come forth, that wants to explain themselves, that's what I want. And I do think, and I do fault some of the content interviewers also. Quad like kind of punched you, bro. Mr. PK, you younger Kurt must be the hair or you or at weight or something. Nah, man. I'm actually gonna start training today. So I'm gonna train late today. So let's see when he comes on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hyped for it, man. I'm hyped for it because we have to see what he has to say based on what he heard. Because I try to cover all bases on what happened, what went down, why it went down. You know, it shows that he's active now, so he's probably signing into StreamYard if he doesn't have StreamYard. And not everybody has it. So a lot of you guys just load it up to Instagram thinking it's on there. No, it's on the StreamYard. So um, let me, in fact, get this out. No, it's not on yet. Okay, we just have them in.
What's up, brother?
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Let's see if it's.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can't. I can't hear you. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me. hear me now?
I can still hear you, Kurt.
All right,
Can
good, good. All
you
right,
hear me?
welcome, Michael Williams. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Now I had to take out my other mic or whatnot.
Uh,
Hold on just a second, man. Hold on just a second. All right, appreciate you. But we got you in here, man. Look, we have been talking about an hour and 20 minutes about
I
what
know.
went down between you, your son, and Roy Jones Jr. I don't know how long you've been watching. I don't know when you tuned in, but we need to fill in the gaps. You need to correct me what I need to be on because I did hear the choppy interview with Roy Jones earlier, and that's the last thing we had on the audio and the conclusion. So, can we start from the beginning? Like, okay, what made you go with Roy Jones Jr. to
Hold
begin
up,
with?
Kurt, real quick. That wasn't the last thing. I don't know how people just when Scotty White put out Roy's interview, that's not the last thing because I came on
Mhm.
right after that. I came on right after that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I send you that link. I guess you'll watch that later.
Was it
But
live?
I'm sharing it with you. We say, brother?
Okay. What was it live? Was a
Yeah, yeah,
live
yeah,
feed or
yeah. I
was
came
that
on it.
just a
Hey,
recorded feed? Because
yeah,
if it was
it came on his live. You're right, brother. He didn't actually put it out with the whole attractive thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why you probably missed that. You know what I'm saying? But I came on right after that.
okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need you
All
to
right.
have your shit
So
together, Kurt. I'm
yeah,
gonna need
I
you to
didn't
have your
catch
stuff
that part.
together, brother. I know. I mean, hey, you need to have your stuff together, bro. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I
Hey,
thought
we
you were
got to
trying to
get it
set me
together.
up.
I need you to help us
Yeah.
all.
I thought you were trying to set me up,
Nah, nah,
goddamn it. I
absolutely
said
not. Nah,
he
nah,
contacted the feds.
nah,
We got him. Yeah.
nah, nah,
It's
nah.
all
It's
good.
look, we started live, and this is a good way. See, I want to be, hey, well, let's do it secret or in private because I was already live. So
Mhm.
if I was already live, you can get it out more because I got
Absolutely, brother.
thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a
I know I
way
appreciate you.
for you to get it because I had a lot of oh absolutely absolutely because a lot of things unbiased because I'm like well wait a minute okay that didn't make
Hmm.
sense but then again that didn't make sense either
Hmm.
so and this morning I had a time and I did a whole video without
Hmm.
going live on it. And the video
Hmm.
was messed up because I just bought a new apparatus or whatever, and it clogged the audio. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live with it. Why not?
Right.
So
Right.
2:30, my well not Eastern, tripping, Central time. I decided to 2:30 here. I didn't catch the last part, but let's start at the Judge Jones Jr. You guys went with Jones Jr. I know your son is 21. Okay. So he's has one the biggest on the table for his career, Adrian Broner, making his comeback from
Hey, it's
BL
breaking up bad on my end,
pay
bro.
prime,
It's breaking up real bad, bro.
right? So okay, what about hello?
Yeah, I mean it was breaking up real bad.
Hello?
I didn't hear. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Can you
Okay.
hear me, bro?
Um
It's real choppy, bro. It's breaking up, bro.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So what made you go with Roy Jones Jr. to begin with?
Shit, 5 years ago, bro. Just me promoting my son. I was always putting out videos on Instagram, YouTube, and a friend of mine by the name of Sunshine. She actually knew Roy, and she showed Roy one of the Mike's highlight videos, sparring videos, and Roy liked it. Roy told Sunshine that he would like to meet us. Um, we spoke over the phone, and then Roy called us for a fight in Florida. We took it, and the rest was history, man. You know, Mike performed very well, and it started off great from there.
Okay. So, what do you think? And where did okay? Was there the communication between your son and Roy? How was it to begin with? Was it always kind of like he needed you to be the mediator, or was did they have a communication, a good sign of a good level of communication to begin with?
Now we was a family, bro. You know what I'm saying? Roy loved us. We love Roy. You know what I'm saying? Um, Roy was one of our coaches, and of course, I'm my son's manager and promoter. So you know what I mean. Roy was supposed to do his part. I do my part.
Okay. Okay. All right. When this fight with Adrian Broner was announced, how did
Mhm.
you guys feel about it?
We was excited, man. This was, I mean, think about it, Kurt. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, especially for an independent fighter like Mike Jr. You know what I'm saying? You don't get those things often.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whether we feel Mike is ready or he doesn't have the experience, certain things you don't turn down. So of course, when I got the call, I asked Mike. Mike was excited. He said yes. We called Roy. Roy was excited. You know what I mean? He wanted to speak to Mike. He said, "Hey, you want to take the fight?" You know what I mean? Mike said, "Yeah." Roy said, "Okay, cool. We gonna go for it." Everybody was on the same page, bro.
Okay. Okay. So, when what time was that? Was that late December? Was that mid December, late November?
Nah, it was shit. 3.5. We had 3.5 weeks. So you got whatever 3.5 weeks was.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
Go. Yeah.
Um, so this is what I know, or this is what I heard, rather,
Yeah.
and I only heard what I know. So, your son called you and said Roy was acting funny. Now, did he go into specifics or did he just, because I don't know what type of person he really is. You know more than that's your son. So,
Mhm.
what did he mean by that? If you know, what do you think he meant by that?
Um, he said Roy and his wife was acting funny towards him. Yeah, and I felt him on that a little bit because I was kind of confused because you got to remember, I was like, okay, is Roy being extra hard on Mike Jr. and Mike Jr. is not used to that? You know what I'm saying? Or are they being funny
Yeah.
towards him? You know what I'm saying? So then I thought back to when the first day of camp when we dropped Mike off, Roy's wife came out of her house and she was like, Mike, I hope you're gonna do good. You fighting Adrian Bronner because Roy's fighters got our brand looking bad. We looking crazy out here. Chris Eubanks just got knocked out, and Roy getting blamed for that. And now you about to fight. Now
Right.
you about to fight Adrian Bronner. So I hope you're gonna do your thing because our brand is looking bad. So I start recapping that. So I said, okay, I see what Mike means, but when Mike was telling me that, bro, that's just a regular conversation. Like, hey, Pop, they down here acting funny, but he never just, stressed to me that I'm ready to go home right now. You see what I'm saying? Just a regular, we do our checkups. You know what I mean? Hey, they down here acting funny. Well, how you doing? I'm doing good. All right, hang in there. It wasn't, hey, they acting funny. I'm ready to go home now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so basically what I'm understanding that Roy Jones' wife came out and was like, "Hey, they got our brand looking funny because of the." I understand the upset, and I thought that myself. I'm thinking, okay, well maybe this was a situation where Roy expected loss, and that does affect the brand because when a trainer gets blamed 10 times faster than a fighter does, I
Yep.
get that,
Yep. Me too.
and it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And so I do understand pressure,
Yep.
the expectation. And that was one of the first times he mentioned that. But
Uh-huh.
now, so I'm glad you told me that. So it's not just Roy, it was Roy and his wife,
Yeah,
so that
that's how it
might have
started.
made Junior feel a certain. Okay,
Yeah,
so that
because
might have
see,
made him feel a certain type of way.
yeah, he was hearing that shit all through camp, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that was part of it. So that started that mental drainage. You know what I'm saying? That's how it started.
Yeah. Okay. So the next time, I mean, okay, so how long was he in camp for that? 3 weeks, right? A total of three
Right.
weeks, two and a
So
half.
so we so to catch you what we do a split camp. So we were already training
Okay,
before we got the phone call.
right.
So, but um anytime we have a fight, we always try to get 2 to 3 weeks with Roy because and the reason why, brother, is Roy doesn't have a lot of time. Roy is in and out. So that's why we do such short camps with him.
Mm-hmm.
I handle everything, and then Roy will put the finishing touches with Mike. You see what I'm saying? So he only had to do
Yeah.
3 weeks with Mike.
Okay. So he had 3 weeks total with Roy,
Hmm.
and that's pretty much when he dropped him off. So that was when the beginning of that 3 week span. That's when you
Yep.
dropped him off.
Yes, sir. It
Okay.
starts at three
So
weeks. Yep.
at what time frame? Okay, the start of the 3 weeks. So at what time
Hmm.
frame did your son tell you? Well,
Second week.
basically, Roy called you second week. So this
The
is
sec the
two.
sec the second look, the second week. This
So who called you?
it's gonna make sense to you, Kurt. Your phone is breaking up in and out, so I don't know what we can hear, but it'll make sense. So the first week was cool. Plus, Roy wasn't there, bro. He was in and out. You know what I mean? So it's 3 weeks. Each week, Roy was leaving 2 to 3 days. Get what I'm saying? So he was going in and out. So the second week is
Okay,
when Mike started saying, "Hey, they acting kind of weird down here." The last week, which was
got you.
that Monday, that's when Roy held a sparring. And in that sparring, he said Mike wasn't looking good on defense. However, well, I asked him, I said, "Well, how's Mike looking on offense?" He said Mike's looking good on offense, but he's not looking good on defense. So I was sitting there like, all right, I gotta let me talk to Mike. So I hit Mike up. I said, "Hey, Roy said you looking crazy on defense." Mike was like, "Dad, we did 10 rounds. I only got hit with maybe 3 to 4 good punches out of 10 rounds." He was like, "I already told you they down here acting funny."
Okay,
That's I'm telling you, you know what I mean? So that's when I told Mike, I said, "All right, son, don't worry about what Roy talking about. We good." Because at this point, we're not pulling out of the fight, Kurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Roy was
right, right.
alluding at. Like, I want to pull him. I want to pull him out of the fight. Well, Roy, how can you pull Mike out of the fight and you ain't even been in camp the full time? And then you come the last week
Gotcha.
before we
Okay,
you you come the last week before we about to leave and hold this bullshit sparring and Mike get touched
right.
and now you're having a heart attack. It don't work like that, bro. It's something else. It was something else to it. And then on top of that, bro, Kirk,
Mhm.
obviously you talk about boxing, so you're supposed to know, you know stuff about boxing. And when you go to camp, Kirk,
Absolutely.
things are supposed to be laid out for you, right? Mike is fighting Adrian Bronner. Adrian Bronner is 5'6". Roy had no structure. Roy had guys in there who were 5'11" and 6 foot sparring Mike. All right. That
Right.
didn't even make no sense. That's some bullshit. We still accepted it. You know what I mean? Because those younger guys who were 3-0, they were still giving Mike some great work. They were pushing Mike. Shout out to all those young guys. They was actually coaching Mike more than Roy because Roy wasn't there. So they was pushing Mike. You know what I'm saying? Um, so
Right.
that Tuesday, Roy goes back to Mike and tries to talk Mike out of the fight again. Mind you, Mike had already
Right.
spoke to me. Mike had already spoke to me Monday morning. Excuse me, Monday evening. And I told Mike,
Hmm.
just don't pay Roy no attention.
Don't
You know what I'm
worry
saying?
about it. Yeah.
Right. Don't worry
Right.
about it. So Mike told Roy Tuesday, I'm not backing out of the fight. I'm not backing out of the
Right.
fight. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
Roy goes, all right, we're gonna have another sparring. I didn't know they was gonna have a sparring, Kirk, because I would have shut that shit down. I would have told Mike, don't even do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they go over there.
Mm.
I should have been in camp, bro. You right. I'm reading the comment. I should have been there for my son. But that's not how we do it, bro. I just told you we split the camp. It's Roy takes the second part of it, bro. I didn't feel like I had to be there because I thought Roy got my son. I trusted him. That's why I wasn't in camp. So I was just replying to the whole boy that's
Gotcha.
asking the
Gotcha.
question. I mean, come on, man. This is why I'm here with you, Kurt, because of people like him who not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So they go and spar.
Absolutely.
They go and spar. I don't even know why they sparring. And Roy talking about he's protecting my son and all this, and he had guys not going hard. Bro, they was going hard, bro. They were going hard. So to make a long story short, Kurt,
Hmm.
Roy didn't. I don't think Roy intentionally wanted my son's jaw to get broke. He just wanted to break Mike's will as far as his self-esteem. Because Mike was telling me, like, man, he said, man, I don't even want to even fight AB because Roy is telling me how great AB is and stuff like that. And instead of focusing on me and encouraging me to beat AB. So make a long story short, they in there, they banging out. Dude catches Mike with a nice shot. The sparring ended. You know what I'm saying? Mike goes back to his room. He calls me. He's like, "Get me out of here. My teeth is messed up." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "We were sparring, and I flipped out. I'm like, "You shouldn't even been sparring." He said, "Yeah, Roy wanted to see how I was going to do." But Kurt, what are you fucking doing, Roy? That's not how you test it. That's not how you test Mike's defense. If you had a problem with his defense, you should have been in camp the entire time instead of going in and out, working on Mike's defense. But you chose to put him in sparring
Right.
to break Mike's will. That is what we mean by a form of sabotage. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember, Roy, well, you don't know, so I'm talking to you. Roy's real controlling, bro. It's a side of Roy that y'all will never know, right? And I'm not here to bash Roy on that. But Roy's controlling. If Roy don't get his way,
Okay.
he feels some type of way. And in this situation, Kurt, Roy just didn't want Mike to fucking fight AB, and he didn't want to be there, which is fine. Just let us go. Let him go. Let him go home, bro. Let him go home. Mike didn't have to go through all
And
that,
and that's ultimately where you took him.
huh?
And
Say
that's
again?
ultimately where you took him. You flew him back home.
Yeah, my son was like, "Get me
You hear
out of
me?
here."
I said
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah. My son said, "Get me out of
right.
here." He said,
So
my teeth is messed up. We didn't even know his jaw was fractured. Kurt. He said my teeth was messed up.
right.
So I got him out. We sent him a plane ticket. the same kid that fucked his mouth up. They were together because Mike Jr. had to go to Walmart to get a box, a gun safe for his gun because he had to fly it on the plane. And I spoke to the kid that he sparred. I said, "Hey, how Mike looking?" The kid Zach said, "Hey, I tell you this, if Mike hit AB with that right hand, he probably knocked AB out." He said, "Because Mike was hitting me with some hard shots." And as you can see, that kid also was hitting Mike with some hard shots because he fucked Mike's shit up. You know what I mean? So they shouldn't have even
Right.
been sparring that hard, bro. But that was Roy again. Roy didn't intentionally go to break Mike's jaw or nothing like that. He just wanted to break Mike's self-esteem. So every time that kid Zach would hit Mike, Roy would be on some. See, now just imagine if AB hit you. You know what I mean? So I'm telling the truth,
Okay, so
Kurt.
that's what was okay. So
Huh?
that was what was going on during this savage sparring session. Obviously, it had to be a savage sparring session and a heated one. It wasn't a light one.
No, bro. So you gotta remember, I'm listening to the same interview plus it was a rush interview. See, here's the thing, bro. I told the truth and I went so
Mhm.
hard on that interview on Mark Nash. I don't know if you've seen it, that everybody
Yeah,
sent it to Roy. So Roy had to hurry up and respond because he was looking bad. But Roy was on that interview reaching for loose strings, talking nonsense, mentioning sparring partners and this, and that. And I could have had him doing this and I could have had him doing that. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You was in and out of camp, you wasn't there, and then you waited till the last week
hmm
before it was time for us to leave. You know what I'm saying? And you fucking had your fucking gauntlet or whatever you was trying to prove. All because that we wouldn't listen to Roy. You know what I'm saying?
got you, got you. Yeah.
I'm telling the truth, bro. I don't have
When
nothing to hide, bro. Like, and I admit, listen, I admit
yeah,
all my flaws as a father. I should have been there, Kirk. When it comes to the money, I fight for my son's money. I'm a grown man. I got my own money. So when people hear me talk about money,
mhm,
I'm fighting for my son's money. That was his biggest payday. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something else that was foolish.
right.
Because you gotta remember, in these interviews, I opened up. I exposed myself. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna hear some flaws in me.
Yeah.
Uh, bro, we was a fucking emotional wreck, Kurt. Like in one situation, me and my son, yes, bro. My son was like that. Because we're not doctors. My son was like that. It's fractured. I think I can still fight. So I'm like, I don't know. You think you can? You want to still try to do it? So he's like, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. Bro, we don't know that a fractured means broken, period. But we was emotional fucked up. That's not the smart thing to do, bro. I wouldn't put my son in harm's way. You know what I mean? Hey, Kurt, you know who calmed us down? While me and my son was talking stupid like that, my wife said, both of y'all need to shut the fuck up. She said, get yourselves together. Y'all actually talking about fighting in the ring with a broken jaw. My wife said,
Yeah.
Mike, you're going to look crazy. You're going to look just how you looked at Madison Square Garden. My wife said, let it go. It's over. And my son was crushed. I was crushed for my son, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because
So
at the
that's
end of
pretty
the day,
much so uh-huh. So
no, go ahead, brother.
so your wife came in and pulled rank and just said, "No, fuck this.
Yep.
We
We
ain't
needed that.
fighting. That's a wrap."
We needed we
Yeah, I mean
needed
that
that,
does
bro.
answer a question because I was wondering, like, because yeah, because
We
everybody
needed
was
that.
gung ho to fight, like, fuck it, we're gonna get this money,
Yeah, nah,
and then
that's
it's
real
and I was like, okay,
because
well, what happened?
my son deserves that, bro. He deserves that. He been boxing since 8 years old. This is his biggest payday. He deserves that, bro.
If you
Was
don't
the
mind
odds set?
asking, how much
Yeah.
how much was this
No, I would never tell you his
like how much
purse.
was this fight purse? Because this was
I'll never tell you that he was
okay.
making. Yeah,
So
that's personal. He was
it's the
making. He was
biggest one.
making
It's the biggest one total.
it. Yeah, it was a lot. To put it like this, because we had to make a decision because Mike was going to go into law enforcement, police. and
Okay.
and I
Right.
had a conversation with Roy, and Roy hit me up and was like, "You need to stop with all this police and the army and all this shit. Your son's talented. Forget all that and just focus on boxing." So we said, you know what,
Mhm.
Roy's right. And then when we fucking focus on boxing and Mike gets the opportunity, Roy takes it away from him. So what are we fighting for if you're not gonna dare to be great?
Right. Right.
None of us know how that fight between AB and Mike Jr. was gonna go. Because it's never gonna
Right.
happen now. And those guys that Mike Jr. was sparring, those guys was throwing way more punches than AB would ever throw. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Because he, yeah.
it is what it is. But this is what I get, bro, for opening up online. I created this monster when I went emotionally started talking. You know what I'm saying? So I was saying some things. I poured my heart out because this is what me and my son was going through. But what hurt me the most is when I listened to Roy's interview and he didn't apologize and he's not taking no responsibility for what happened, bro. And he knows he was on some bullshit.
Mm.
He wasn't in, yo, all he had to do was be with
Right.
Mike Jr. for 3 weeks. And he couldn't be there for 3 weeks straight with Mike. And I get it, Kurt, because he's Roy Jones. He's being pulled all over the place.
Mm.
But he should have just said, hey guys,
Well,
I'm listening, go ahead.
no, no. What I was going to ask is, so he was there. How many days you think? 4, 3, 4 days
Say
out of
again?
those 2 weeks.
Say again?
How many days was Roy there? He was in and out. Roy Jones Jr. was there. How long was he there? How many days was he
E-
there
You count it
in
up
those
real
two
quick.
weeks?
Each week he was going 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days each week.
Okay.
So and
So
then
that's
he
probably a
waited.
total of is it 5 days a week or 7?
Right. I'm gonna say 5. It's 7 days a week, and and he was there total of 4 out of the 7. All right. And then he
Okay.
waits, and
Gotcha.
then he waits, and then he waits, bro, until that Monday, the 13th and 14th, to do this sparring. You see, today is Monday. We supposed to be in Atlanta. So you shouldn't. That's what I've been trying to tell people. He shouldn't even been doing none of that shit that he was doing last Monday and Tuesday. Because today we would have been in Atlanta getting ready for. We got media
Mhm.
day, press conferences, weigh-ins this week, everything. It's fight week. You see what I'm saying? So, but like I said, Roy did it to break Mike's spirit when he didn't even have to do that. All he had to do was just say, "Hey, I don't agree with this fight. Um, uh, I don't want no parts." And then I would have took my son out of there, and we would have went, and you guys would have been watching Mike Jr. fight AB this weekend. That's it. Can you hear me?
In your opinion, think the win, Drew?
I can't even hear you, brother.
Had a
Can't even hear
good
you.
chance to win, uh, even with the injury.
Say again. Say what?
Uh, I said with even with the injury, what chance in place?
You said even with the injury, what?
Yeah, even with the end, had winning that I'll
I can't hear you. Go back to that spot you was at, bro. It's worse now, bro. I don't even know if you can hear me.
okay. All right. Can you see something on StreamYard? Hold on a second. Let's see. Get the connection to here.
Curry, what you got? Dial up?
Okay. That fucking sucked. I'm gonna try to get him back. um, yeah, that was fucking hilarious. Yeah, actually it was. Let's see if I could send him another invite. Okay, can you guys hear me? Oh yeah, we back. Yeah, we would be back when he's gone. Hold on a second. Yeah, that fucking grinds my gears. I'm gonna tell you, it's another story that I have to share with you guys. Shit happens though live. Yeah, I know, right? But anyway, I'm gonna get him back. Um, okay, let's see. Uh, slow. All right. Messages. Here we go. All right, well, let's see if he comes back. I mean, everything is fucking okay now. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. I just know the shit wasn't working the way I wanted to. The video takes up more bandwidth. Okay, Kurt, use audio on your side only. Crystal now. Yeah, it would be Crystal now because I don't really have too much problems with StreamYard. However, I do have a story. Let me get him back. Let's see. All right. I don't know if he's because he was active. I'm not sure if he because he's not on now. I know he just jumped off. Damn, I sent a super chat. Yeah, yeah. I was trying to get him to. Matter of fact, let's uh, let's go back to it because I know I've seen it. Damn, I don't even see your what's-call-it. I mean, how can you guys hear me now? Let's do a test. Can you guys hear me now? Lag is back. Damn. The video takes up more bandwidth. Kurt, use audio on your side. Okay. Well, let's do this. Okay, so you just glitched a second. Okay, how do you guys hear me? Choppy, good, 1 to 10. How are we? How we doing? Okay, 10. All right. So we're at a 10, 10, 7 out of 10. Okay, that's better than 2 out of 10. Um, hmm. Okay, well, I guess we'll wait for him to come back on. I mean, it was 30 some odd minutes of some informative stuff, but it was still some questions that I had with the fighter himself, which he did clear up a lot. Curdy's not coming back. He went over to the clickbait channels. Moral of the story: Dad needs to move on. Well, we have to keep in mind though that at least he took responsibility to what he was talking about. It looked like he was pretty much closing out anyway, but thank God for moms, right? Because she was like, okay, yeah, both of you guys need to shut the fuck up. I'm gonna see how it looked because, of course, it's a different end when I'm coming around or whatnot. Um, he said he has time all week. I just see him on everything boxing. Okay, well, possibly we can get him back. Sounds like Roy didn't have time for his son. Okay. Ugh. No wireless. If Roy was only with him 9 days out of the 3 weeks, that would be an issue with me too, especially if the only intent was to fine tune. Well, based on that, I think he was with him a long time, and I think what happened, the stakes changed when the opposition changed. I think when the opposition changed, the opportunity changed. When the opportunity elevated, I think that's when you start seeing more of a intense or controlling version of Roy Jones, which a lot of us again don't know anything about because I don't know Roy personally. So a lot of things people are going to show you. You if you listen to his um interviews, you could tell he talks fast, so you know, it sounds like I could see that's plausible. Like, okay, maybe that's plausible. Maybe he is controlling to a certain degree, but then again, what trainer ain't controlling? So but yeah, he said they just seen him on everything boxing. Okay. So he went from I guess he went on another channel or whatnot. So he came on. But yeah, I will get in touch with him again. But it's some good for info because see, I want him really to break down certain things, and then that's what we didn't get to. So it's a lot to cover. Like he said, he didn't even know about the sparring session. Had he knew, he would have shut it down. And I believe him. I believe that he would have. But then at what point do you point the finger at whoever? It's either you point them at either or both, either his son or Roy, because none of them took it upon themselves to call him to keep him in the loop of anything. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Philly Irish Drew Evo. Appreciate that super chat, brother. Question is, will he take legal action? Well, no, I don't think he could. I mean, he could attempt to, but it's like he didn't even have the they didn't even do the proper steps to see what was wrong with him. So the only way I think you could put legal action in play would be that Roy knew that he was injured, and because he knew he was injured, he said nothing about it. Yeah, then I would do so. Me being a dad, oh yeah, motherfucker, you're gonna pay. I'm going to sue you. I'm not gonna worry about my fight purse because I'm gonna get my fight purse from you. You know what I mean? Urban Paradise. It said, sounded like to me, Roy didn't want to take the chance with the L. He didn't want to take a chance for another L, Urban Paradise, because he already knew, look, I've already taken this shit early, and I didn't even think I was going to take that with Chris Eubank Jr. Shit, well, damn. No, he's live on another channel. Okay. Well, that's cool. But yeah, I think that maybe that was a slot for him to take or whatnot. But yeah, we will definitely get him back. It was good for him to give us the intel that we need to counterpunch this shit down. Okay. Modern King Boxing. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. He says, I doubt the dad wants legal action, but if his son's health deteriorates, I wouldn't put it past Pops. He's pretty emotional over it. Well, he was fighting, and I'm with him too. I don't believe, like I told you guys before he even came on, I think that's important because I don't like to change tunes. I think, like I told you guys, Roy did not tell those fighters to go easy on his son. I told you guys, I said, dude, I don't see that shit happening. I see Roy, like I told you, Roy came in, look, I'm gonna tell you, I want you to go hard on him. I want you to get him. I want you to fuck him up. I want you to show him that he don't belong to be in here. You don't belong here. You don't need to be here. You don't need to fuck with AB. And I want y'all to tell him and to show him you don't belong in there with AB. Because I don't want to take another L. I took that with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank Sr. was looking at me crazy. And I'm tired of Chris Eubank Jr. acting like he like me, but he ain't like me. Because see, he could have went and did what he was supposed to do, and he did the wrong damn thing. I'm like, did you have Roy on? If not, anyway, I can get him. Yes, I want Roy. We need Roy. Philly Irish Drew Evo. Inbox me the details. We need Roy on this particular channel. I want to interview him anyway, but we do need his side. Again, I don't want one sided info. I've already counterpunched on both sides. I've heard both audios. Now I need to hear both opinions so we can bring those together and then see where we're at. That's what we need. So if you can really get Roy Jones Jr. on this channel, it would be an honor. Let's get Roy on. You can get him on right now. He can come in. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to tell y'all what's going on. I'm ready to tell y'all the truth. Nothing but the whole truth. Nothing but the truth. So help me, Roy. You know? So yeah, interviews the sparring partners, only way to see the truth. Yep, let's get the sparring partners. And then that was another thing. So I'm gonna listen to see what I could salvage in that particular interview. Counterpunch Boxing News, are you getting Williams back on? Yeah, I will get him back on. He's on another yeah, that's Philly Irish, I believe he could. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, what Irish again, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the deuce. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate the super chat. You know, all super chats are appreciated because you didn't have to, but you did. So, yeah, if you can get Roy on, I want to see what Roy had to say based on that because I heard humility, I heard emotion from Michael Williams Sr. from what we could gather because of the fucked up connection. And look, I don't have McDonald's internet, motherfuckers. I have fucking Spectrum, the highest bandwidth. So I don't know, I don't know what it was. I don't know. Because they were telling me to wait and I didn't wait. And I kept hitting wait instead of disconnect because I didn't want to miss out. How would it benefit Roy to sabotage the fight if Roy himself would lose out on money and a chance to be back on the top beating AB? Well, that's a very good question. I don't believe any of the Fanon bullshit anyway. Somebody sent me a video of Fanon and he was saying, oh, you can see him. Man, I don't see Roy Jones doing any shit like that. I think Roy Jones just didn't believe in that fighter. And like he said, okay, based on what happened with Chris Eubank Jr., that was one of his top pupils. Obviously, it is one of his top pupils because, he didn't get the Anthony Joshua opportunity. So, Joshua would be by default, but he's not. Okay, so Chris Eubank Jr. was it. So he didn't want to keep taking L's, especially when he took the biggest L. And when you take the biggest L, a lot about you comes out. What? The biggest L means like, well, hey, the foundation of this shit, this whole training career is at stake. Because if I can't get the star pupil back on a winning track, I will suffer the consequences. I will be thrown under the bus. Okay, so I understand what Roy and the systematic breakdowns was but we need to hear what Roy has to say, really. Um I really want to hear from Roy. So Irish Philly, if you can get him on, bring him on and bring him on right away. I would love to talk to Roy. He's a legend, Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. So let's see him come on to the channel and let's get to it. But I thank you guys for coming on for this spontaneous interview today. This is the Mark Breland situation all over again. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah, we want Roy on. Let's get Roy on. Let's see what happens and we'll hope for the best. But until then, guys, thank you guys once again for coming on. This has been a very, very interesting time. Of course, please subscribe, and everyone has been Counterpunch. Peace.